Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. Yes, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It is Wisdom Wednesday. But right now we are what? I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live at 5. Come on inside of the room. So, look, today we're talking about digital, physical, and hybrid businesses, right? How you really want to set this thing up as you become that queenpreneur. Look, so let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. Yes, it's the number one training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. We assist you with building your courage, confidence, and competence so you can accept, believe, and commit to what it is that God has called you to do, because that's what it's all about. Hey, Sissy, I see that you are in the building. Yes, I was doing my jam. I am live at 5. LaShawn, thank you so much for being here. If you are here, definitely drop your name inside the chat. Say hello to me. Share this video, right? Because we're going to talk about our businesses and setting them up digitally, physically, or in hybrid. Hey, Linda. Hey, Kim. How you doing? Thank you guys so much for coming along with this process. So let me go ahead and invite you to the follow-up to this, right? So at 6 o'clock inside of the private group, I'm going to be doing a Wisdom Wednesday, and I'm going to talk about the pros and cons to digital, physical, and hybrids, right? But right now, I just want to get you the concept of what it's all about. So put in the chat right now, hashtag communication, hashtag communication. So we're going to talk about 3 things that you do for digital, physical, and potentially hybrid, right? So digital business communication, what would you say would be the main things that you're doing right now? I love to hear. Thank you so much, sweetheart. It's a process. You understand what I'm saying? It is a process. You know, I got the big chop in October and I wasn't too happy about that, but it is getting better. So yes, so let's talk about communication. When we talk about a digital-based business, when you think of communications, what do you think about? Okay, Kim said Facebook. Okay, that's great. What else? What else do you feel will help you with your communication if you had a digital business, right? How about text messages is a big thing, or Zoom, or some form of technology that allow you to interface with people without having to do one-on-one meetups. How about text messages, right? Emails is still like a big deal, right? So when it comes to communication, hashtag communication, digital businesses have options that make it easier and quicker for people to receive what it is that they're asking for, right? So you think of a physical business versus a digital business, you know, the delivery methods are totally different, and I would have to say physical businesses are definitely a lot slower, right? She said websites and apps. But when you think of a physical business, what are some of the forms of communication that you think about? For me, like right now, what comes to mind that may even be dated, right? Letters. Like businesses have letterhead. I don't have no printed letterhead for my business, but if you had a physical business, you would probably have that. You will also probably have brochures that's still sitting on your counters. Physical business cards. Who have physical business cards right now? I may have a couple, but there's not. I don't really hand them out because people don't ask me for a business card. They normally follow me on some form of a digital platform, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's my Facebook business page, whether it's my personal Facebook page, whether it's Instagram. Okay, I see Teams. Yep, absolutely. So physical, yeah, letters, business cards, right? Letterhead, like those things would be part of a physical business, and you will still display those things inside of your business, right? Circulars, right? Because we do still receive circulars in the mail. Like right now, I'm looking for a dentist and I do see one here. So that's helpful for me, right? Because what I'm going to do is what? Naturally go to where? Their website and check them out and make sure that they cover my insurance and all the things. So doing mailers is still a good thing because that's what circulars are, right? Some form of magazine or something that you're printed in, which may potentially be more for a physical business, but digital people should take advantage of those too, right? I remember one of the thought leaders talking about how people who did like a mailer inside the mail, how they made maybe $6,000-$7,000 because people are moving away from that, but there's still people who are looking to do business that way, and you give them ideas and put yourself in front of them, right? It's just like car dealerships. You don't really pay attention to all the car dealership commercials and circulars that they send out, but because they have been sending them out consistently, maybe once a quarter, maybe every other month, when it's time for you to get a car, you think of the car dealerships that's been marketing to you consistently. Yes. So let's think about that. Think about that type of communication and what would be helpful for you to do, even if you are a digital business or a physical business. So communication, hashtag communication, hashtag communication. All right, now let's talk about tools, hashtag tools, hashtag tools. So when you think of tools, you think of what are you actually using in your business to do your customer relationship or build your customer relationship. So digitally, when I think about it, when I think of tools, I think about definitely computers, laptops. And you can put yours in the chat. Laptops, tablets, phones, right? So many things you can do with phone. Do you know a phone costs just as much as a computer? Number one. Number two, it can function and do so many things like a computer, like documents and sending documents. Right. Hashtag tools. I see. So drop your tools. If you had a digital business, what would be some of the tools that you would be using? So again, computers, laptops, iPads, definitely cameras, ring lights, right? Monitors, multiple monitors. You may still have a printer here and there, but I don't do a whole bunch of printing, right? I don't know about you guys, but I don't do a whole bunch of printing. I do a whole bunch of like scanning documents. Like I even have an Adobe app on my phone that allowed me to scan documents so I can email them, but I ain't doing a whole bunch of printing. Also, what type of CRM you have? CRM stands for Customer Relations Management. So customer relationship management. So that's how they get their correspondence from you, how they actually get the deliverables that you promised to them, right? So look, how are you actually communicating with your clients if you're a digital business? Now, what about if you had a physical business? So you're communicating with them again, maybe some emails, maybe with computers, but you're also doing some form of letters or printouts, right? Again, same thing with the brochures. What are some of the tools that you would be using? Fax machines, probably still some people have. Printers for sure. What else? Mailing stuff through the mail, right? Sending out different packages and boxes. I know a lot of people have subscriptions. You guys have subscriptions to some of your favorite places, right? Whether it's clothing, whether it's jewelry. Sometimes you still have things coming to your house in boxes. Oh, and I know, Kim, you have the prayer box, right? Where people still receive things through the mail if they actually enroll in your prayer box package, right? Where they actually get a prayer box, y'all do prayers together and all the different things. That's something that would be physical or something that a tool that you could use, either or, right? Hybrid or a physical business. Now let's talk about process, put it, hashtag process. So this is where it gets real sexy, right? So process, whether or not your company is physical or digital will determine how much manual work that you do. Like if you're still doing individual emails or you're still sending out things individually and you're not actually automating things, then I would say you're following the processes of more of a physical brick and mortar building. But if you are digital, right, it's all about the automation. It's all about the email sequences. So again, that would be connected to your CRM, but the process of how people get things, right? So let's say you buy an introductory coaching package for me. Well, number one, you're going to get an automated email telling you thank you. You know, you go to the thank you page, you get that as a video kind of explaining to you what it is that you're getting. But you also get an email that has a link to an intake form that I want you to fill out before you come to your first session. That gives me a little bit of history about you, about what you may be challenged with, what you want to work on, and how you want to focus your sessions, right? But if you do not have this automated, you will probably have to wait and ask those questions when the person actually get on the call and inside of their first session with you, instead of being ahead of the game where you could actually come to the table of the first session, actually coming with some type of plan for them already, or things that they can try or implement to help them get to point A, from point A to point B. So if you are looking at being a digital versus a physical, or maybe even a hybrid, like a combination of both, these are some of the things that I want you to think about. I want you to think about how you're going to do your communication, how you're going to do your tools, and what will be your process, the onboarding process for new clients, the onboarding process for people that may be coming to the physical door. Like, how do you greet them? What do you do when they first come in? How do you follow up with them? Are you collecting email addresses? Are you collecting telephone numbers so you can court them via text messages, right? So you got to figure out how you want your communication to be, what type of tools you want to use in the process. So look, we're going to go a little deeper at 6 o'clock. I'm going to tell you some of my pros and cons, right? The pros and cons. She was like, yes, those intake forms are so needed. Yeah, they're very needed. And you know what else? That you are fantastic. ad, Kim, which we talked about the other night, you really, really need to have some form of evaluation for them where they can kind of see where they are versus where they want to be, right? Because if people don't know their starting point, it's hard for them to see the growth that they're receiving, right? Initially, I didn't have that process inside of my academy. So it was hard for people to actually see how far they have come because I didn't have a starting base. So you also need to have some form of I don't know what you call that. Put it in the chat, Kim. But you must have some form of evaluation that you could do, self-evaluation, where people can actually see where they are versus where they want to be. All right. So 6 o'clock, down inside the private group, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons, the things that I've learned. I'm going to share all the things with you about the digital business versus physical business and hybrid and combinations and all the things. What systems work for me, what doesn't work for me, and also the mindset for a digital business and a physical business would be totally different, right? It's a total different concept. She said, yes, self-evaluations lets you know which products, services they can start with. Exactly, right? So that will help you understand what your client path is, what road you need to put them on in order to get the results and get assessment. That was the word that I was looking for, right? An assessment, self-reflection assessment. So you need to have assessments for your business, right? Whether it's physical, whether it's digital, get an assessment. All right, I'm always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you guys at 6 o'clock inside of the private group, Career to Calling with Deneen Merriweather. If you don't know where it is, you need to just go ahead and type it in and find it. Meet me over there at 6 o'clock. We'll go a little deeper about digital, physical, and hybrid, my pros and cons, what I ran up against, the things I want to talk about. Come with your questions. If you want to ask what programs I'm using, how much I pay for them, all the things, how do I send out, how do I build sales pages, all the things, bring them to 6 o'clock. Always looking forward to serving you. I see you then. I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live at 5.